Hello everyone. It's been raining off and on today, but I've been wanting to get out here and do a garden update. It's been over a week and stuff's really grown. So I thought I'd start out here with the potted plants. So let's look at them. I've got a nice tomato volunteer growing out of the bamboo plant. I have no idea, but it actually looks pretty decent to be, not in direct sun. So maybe we'll have some tomatoes. I don't know if they'll cross with bamboo, but no. I'm just anxious to see what kind of tomato it is, so I'm hoping it'll get some on here. The bamboo's looking pretty good. It's got a lot of new leaves on it, so that's good. Got spider plants all over the place. There's my Christmas cactus. There's another nice succulent down there and another spider plant. This, I'm not for sure what these are called. We always call it a palm tree, but it's doing a little bit better too. Got some nicer looking leaves on it. Some young ones too that have started. And then here's the mother of all these other spider plants. Yep. So everything's all right over here. I gave what's left of those extra ones to a friend of mine. I told him maybe he could nurse them back to health, because they've been in the small pots for a long time. Okay, this one's got jalapenos on it. I don't think this one's getting enough light back here like this. I might have to do something with it. Put it out here somewhere. I'm afraid the groundhog will eat it though, but it's not doing it much good here if it's behind all this stuff. But here's an eggplant. Actually have a black beauty. That's all these were black beauties, or are black beauties. Right here, I'm afraid I don't want to break it off. So that's what they look like when they start to grow. This one looks like it's going to be one. Right there, they get big in here, and you can tell they're going to have one. This little zucchini is the only one that's kind of healthy still that I've got. But I need to turn this thing around so it's heavy. Turn it around so it'll grow this other way. Excuse me about that. Let's see what happens if I do this. I want it to, spread out. So let's face it that way for a while. It'll just come over back this way. These little ones have been eaten on by the groundhog, of course. There's a jalapeno. It doesn't seem to want that. There's my horehound. It's doing pretty good. It's getting plenty of light there. And two more. That looks like that's going to be one. So that's my other two eggplants. I've got a lot of these little 4th of July tomatoes off this one. It's kind of, I don't know if it's fizzling out, but it's still got more growing on it. And then this one, I haven't had any of these turn. That one's starting to right there. I can't remember what this one was. Big Daddy or something. So it's got several on it. I mean, they were leftover tomato plants, so I just put them over here in a big pot. You gotta have a big pot for tomatoes. Really, for anything, if you really want it to grow right. Okay. I'm surprised I didn't see some critters sitting out here. They're usually out here. They take off when I come around the corner. I just saw something move over there. That's probably that's where the groundhog is. He's in that big bush thing. But here's my flowers. They're starting to do something out here. These are growing nicely right here. I'm not even for sure what they are. I like this little, it's like baby's breath or something. Here. Real nice. It's falling down kind of right now. But these others are growing. These will be flowers and stuff too. All this stuff. So they're doing okay. Right now the yard's looking pretty good. We mowed a few days ago. Looking pretty good. Okay, let's go over here. There's tons of tomatoes. Some of them are going to be kind of hard to get to because I planted too close. Look at this big one right here. That's Cherokee purple. It's really hard to see all of them, you know. They're in there. There's more inside here. If you pull the leaves away and stuff, you can see them. See that? That one's got like the ribs on it. That's what I call them. It's loaded here. Another Cherokee purple. I've already harvested a couple from here. They're starting to turn. That's a Cherokee purple, and it's loaded. I mean, they're in there all over. This one behind it, I don't know if you'll be able to see back in here. Look at that. There's more than that on that one. And I think that one's the, what's it called? Oh, darn it, I had to look it up yesterday. Oh gosh, hold on just a minute. Okay, I had to ask Joy because we were talking about it yesterday, and they're called porterhouse, like the steak. The one that I just showed you back in here. It's got all them. So I'm anxious to see, and they're all over them. I mean, they're loaded. So I'm probably gonna grow this one again next year. Look, they're all over this thing like that. I'm telling you, there's about 12 of them probably. And the one back there I can't even hardly see right now, but it's just as nice. They're growing up like crazy. So at least my tomatoes are doing good, and my peppers. Porterhouse, I'm going to definitely get more of those next year. We have to taste them still, but they've got to be good. I mean, this is little July 4th ones. They're a real nice little tomato. And I'm supposed to have had some that are called Super 100s that are like cherry tomatoes, but I don't see them. I mean, I don't see anything. This would be the closest thing to like a cherry tomato, but it's big. Bigger than a cherry tomato. These are those that I had 2 in one container, and I made into 2 plants. Can't see it good, but they've got them on. Turn a little brown at the bottom. Then these huge ones back here. That's the Big Daddy. And they're all down in there, let me tell you. I don't know how good you can see. There's some. You can't get the branches back enough to see, but there's more. There's some back here. Oh my gosh. It's pretty loaded too. If you look, can you see? If you can see them. They're all in there. I hope this thing isn't leaking. It's had some water in it. A whole lot though. Sorry, this thing shouldn't be leaking because I got this handle on it. I'm not for sure if it is or not. Sorry about leaving the camera like that. These are the one that are called something like Fit and Active. Healthy and Fit or something like that. And they're little funny shaped. They're a little longer shaped. And I got a couple of them in there right now. They're about ready. There's tons of them. These back here are called Rutgers, and they look really good too. It's hard to see you can see how thick it is. It's hard to see the tomatoes on them, but they're there, believe me. So I got tons of tomatoes. Here's a pepper. Something made on the bottom of that one. I'm leaving it there. Anything real low to the ground I'm trying to harvest. There's a hole in that one right there. But I got some that are higher up. There's about 4 right in here beside each other. 4 of them. They're good. They're really good. I don't know if I can see back here real good, but there's some. And there's probably plenty back here too. I can see them, but I don't think you can. This one's an odd one. This is one of the rainbow peppers, bell peppers. I can't get the leaves off of it where you can see it. They're all that color. Like, I don't know if they'll turn any more yellow or not from that. And then you got jalapenos. And I got tons. These are the other ones that were in that mixture of the rainbow. They're kind of funny looking. They almost look like a little cherry tomato or something. I'm anxious to see how big they get. That was in the rainbow mixture along with this yellowish one. And there's quite a few on that. I got tons of banana peppers. This one doesn't have many on it, but they're all down through there, and there's some more on that one, different places. So they're all doing pretty well. I'm trying to get in here to see this. This is another one like that other that kind of looks like a cherry tomato or something, or a cherry pepper, I think they call them. I don't see any bees right now. Looks like it might have got wet. As you can see, all these that are clogged up, they'll have babies. I don't know if there's anybody in there. Hello? Anybody home? There's been bees trying to get to them. I've been spraying them. They were going up through here, right, messing around with them. So I sprayed down in here where they were coming. They were walking like marching along the bricks, you know, the little ledges on the bricks, like an army towards this. And I sprayed and I put some gel down. It looks like they've stopped for now. I don't know, this is what's happening to my cucumbers. You see, they're all turning brown. That usually happens at the end of the season. When it's done, it'll all turn brown like that. I'm not going to go to any great lengths to try to stop this. I might do something, but I'm not going to buy like a $10 bottle of something to fix this, and then end up getting 4 more cucumbers or something. You know, there's plenty of blooms. They don't all turn to cucumbers. I got one in the house right now. There's one. You know, there's several on it, but it's not doing what it should. So I'm a little disappointed in that. We'll see what happens. Here's another one right here. I don't know if you can see it. No, that's in the way. There it is. So, you know, whatever happens, happens. If I can find an easy fix, I will, but I'm not going to buy something expensive to try to stop that. I just won't use this variety again next year. I'm going to try to find one that plainly says it's resistant to disease. My carrots, they were so tall when I thinned them out, they're falling over, the tops. I don't know if that'll stop them from growing though, you know, but we'll see what happens. And this is dill. I don't know if it must have been mixed in with the carrot seeds. So I just let that grow. I already got a bunch of it in there I grew in my arrow garden, but that's a volunteer, so I let it go. We've used about most of the lettuce. That's what's left. Looked like a groundhog would be after that instead of the leaves and vines on this on the not grapes, green beans. I mean, I've got them. It's not really time to pick them yet. There's not enough, but I may have to pick some of them and freeze them or something if they don't all get ready soon. They're pretty long. That's a pretty long one. There it is. I'm going to be putting some pie pans out here to keep the groundhogs. You know, they say they don't like pie pans, ammonia. Like I could spray some ammonia around the perimeter of this. I wouldn't spray it inside. I've heard about what was it? Irish Spring soap. You put slivers around it of it. They don't like that, I heard. But I am going to put some pie pans, probably one on each side of these, and see how that works. And then I'll probably have to get some ammonia to spray it in a sprayer. And spinners, wind spinners, like you can put a wind spinner like that on the edge of it, and they don't like them either. That's what I read. So we'll see. I don't know if I have time to do the pie pans today or not. I got a lot to do. Okay, my zucchini is gone. All I got left is over there in the pots, because they real early they got squash bugs, and the squash bugs ate into the darn roots of them. And one, I came out here and it was just all wilted over, and then when I pulled it up, it broke the root, the stem at the bottom, and you could see the little, not little, they were actually pretty big, like worms or larvae, whatever you want to call them, larvae, in there. And then as I looked at the rest of them, they were also inside of them, so that they were already, gonna die. So I just pulled them up. I'm gonna probably plant something like lettuce or radishes. I got some different colored, multicolored radishes. I thought I would put maybe a row here and something there. I don't want to put anything else where the radishes were over here, because these eggplants will still keep getting bigger. I thinned out the onions, and they're looking much better now. They're starting to grow like they should. I probably might need to push a little dirt up against some of them still, but they're looking a lot better. And these are looking great as long as the groundhog will leave my eggplants alone. They're starting to really grow. And even the one that it did eat, this thing here was eaten up. You can still see, branches down here that was nothing left, and it's trying to come back. So that's great. So I'll have plenty of eggplants, I hope. They could have stood to be a little bit further apart, but they'll be okay. I've had them close before. So the compost, I was gonna put some grass in the compost when we mowed the other day, but it was so darn hot, and I just could not do it. I mean, I was feeling rough, so I had to take breaks, and I just didn't do it. So any refuse from the garden is going here. That's the zucchinis. Coffee grounds, eggshells, anything, you pull up or whatever from the yard, weeds, stuff like that. I need to weed eat. Man, that's fast how that grows. I weed eated about 10 days ago. So I'm gonna have to get back over here and do that again. But anyway, that's doing okay. You wouldn't believe how that it just shrinks down, when you put stuff in it. There's not much going on over here. I'm kind of disappointed because I put a bunch of seeds. These are fizzling out a little bit, but these are the seed pods they probably leave behind. And the little daisy-like things are kind of fizzled too. It's been so hot, But, all in all, everything's okay. I'm learning from, my mistakes or from what happens. To hopefully next year maybe I can find another variety of zucchini. I don't think you could be resistant to squash bugs. I mean, they just all of a sudden appear. I don't know where are they at when there's no squash, is what I want to know. You never see them. They don't attack anything else, or anything, and you don't see them. And then when you have squash, there they are all of a sudden. What do? Lay dormant in your bed trying to wait for the next year to grow, or what? I just can't figure that out, why they're not around and all of a sudden then they are. So I got tons of tomatoes and peppers. I'll have enough for at least one mat. They're trying to grow back, these green beans. They're trying to. Now if I can get over here and get them pie pans and stuff up, maybe that'll help from getting eaten up. As you can see, they would have been really nice. And loaded, This is very sparse from what I usually have. You can't even see the trellises and the cages. Usually you can't even see them. They're so covered up with vines and leaves. But like I said, I'll find a way to keep that groundhog from eating them somehow. I just need to get and do it. Who is that one? That one's trying to turn right there. I'll have to keep an eye on it. So anyway, turn this around. Hope y'all enjoyed this garden update and helpful hints or tips. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that notification bell so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody, I hope you have a great day and happy gardening. Bye everybody. God bless.